This morning I'm doing something I've never done before. I'm going to make some beans and some, well, I'm going to make some other things, but today I'm just mostly going to get my beans, some soup beans, because tomorrow we're going to eat at church. After our Christmas play, we'll be eating, and I thought I'd take some soup beans, some cornbread, some ham, and then some sweets for dessert. And I was looking on the back of I'm going to cook the Rancho Gordo pinto beans that I bought back when I got the dried hominy. And when I was looking on the back of the little bag they come in, just curiosity, just looking. Of course, I've cooked soup beans for 30 years, but I just thought I'd see what they said. They suggested first cooking some aromatics, so I've got onion, carrot, and celery, and then putting your beans in and then adding water and cooking them that way. I have never ever done that. Now, a lot of you have told me that that's how you cook soup beans, is maybe you don't use all of this, but you cook onion and then you put the beans in. So I'm going to try it. Maybe it'll be something we really like. Maybe it won't be, and we'll just go back to our usual adding fat back or bacon or ham. If I had that ham already done, I could use some of that. But either way, I think it'll be, it can't be bad. It'll be beans, and these vegetables will give them some flavor. I might still add some bacon grease or something, though. But first I'm going to let these cook up, and then since I don't really need them until tomorrow, I'm just going to put it all in my crock pot and let it cook all day today and all night, and then it'll be ready for me to take to church tomorrow. While this is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and look the beans and make sure they've not got any kind of little pieces of anything in them, and give them a good rinse, and then I'll be ready to go. Oh, the horror, I'm almost out of bacon grease. I'm going to have to remedy that. I'm going to add a little bit, though. Maybe a little bit more. Another thing I did different that I never ever do is I did not soak my beans. I just thought of this morning. I didn't soak them. Normally I would parboil them, and then if I didn't have time to soak them first. But the back of the bag there said you didn't have to do that if you didn't want to. And I know a lot of people have told me they never ever soak their beans. They just cook them. So I thought, what the heck, I'm trying something different, so I'll just try that too. And especially since I'm going to cook them all day today and all night. Put it all. I'll keep a check on them. I'm going to turn them on high to begin with and get them really hot, and turn them down on low and let them cook. And I think they'll be good. Beans turned out great. Look at them. They're going to be so good. Got my cornbread, my chow chow, some onions chopped up. Look at the fellowship hall. It's really pretty. And I brought some candy that I'll put out on this tray once we're closer to eating. It's Christmas Eve, early in the morning. Well, my morning's about got away from me. It's not really early in the morning, it's just morning. We've been doing several different things to get ready for the big day for Christmas tomorrow. I just now started my cooking. I've got my cornbread done for the dressing. I'll let Matt and them put it together, but I usually get all the ingredients all stretched out for them so that they can just mix it up. So I've got that. And then I'm going to start on my cakes. Instead of making an apple stack cake like I did at Thanksgiving, I did that for Granny. My favorite cake of all cakes, of all desserts, is an Irish tater cake. I've shared before, so you may remember. The recipe is in mine and Jim's book, Celebrating Southern Appalachian Food. I'll put that link in the description if you've not seen the cookbook. But I'll read to you first about it. So it's Irish tater cake. I'll read to you before we get started. Irish tater cake. You may be thinking, what in the world's an Irish tater, Tipper? It's an Irish potato, a noun. A variant forms you'll hear is Irish potato, Irish tater, the common white potato with Irish added to distinguish it from sweet potato. So when I was growing up, that's what Granny and Pap, they might say, you know, what do you want for supper? I'm going to bake potatoes. Do you want an Irish tater or do you want a sweet tater? That was just commonly heard in my household and still is today. And that little definition was from the Dictionary of Smoky Mountain English. Granny learned about this dessert many years ago. She's been making it. She don't really make it today. I'm the one that makes it now. But when I was growing up, she made it, and I always look forward to it. It was my favorite even then. But she made it, or she learned to make it from a lady that she used to ride to work with when they worked at a dress factory in Hayesville. And one time, they probably during Christmas, they were having like a little get together at the dress factory. Everybody brought in stuff, goodies to eat, and the lady brought this, and Granny just loved it. So of course she asked for the recipe, and she told Granny, "Oh, that's been passed down in my family forever. We all make it." Well, when she gave Granny the recipe, it was one of those old recipes that say like a lump of this or a walnut size, you know, all those old measurements that they used. Of course, over the years, Granny kind of figured out what that meant and put it in regular terms for us. But it is just the best dessert. It's really rich, and it has potatoes in it, so it has those potatoes, but it has black walnuts, and black walnuts is just my favorite nut. Now, a lot of people don't like them. Matt don't even like black walnuts. He says they have a really strong flavor if you've never had them. So a lot of people have told me, since I've been talking about Arch tater cakes now for years, they didn't care for black walnuts either, but what they did was they replaced them with just English walnuts, maybe pecans. You could just use whatever nut that you wanted to. But if you're a black walnut fan like me, black walnuts are really good in this. So the ingredients are, and I will link to the recipe so you can go find it. I mean, you don't have to write it down as I'm talking. You can go and take your time writing it down. But it's 3 egg whites, 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1/2 cup butter softened, 2 cups sugar, 1 teaspoon cocoa, 1 teaspoon vanilla, 1 cup mashed potatoes, warm, can be left over from a meal. That's another thing a lot of people ask me, like, well, what if I put butter and salt and pepper? That's fine. It don't matter a bit. That's fine. I usually, sometimes if I have some left over from a meal, we like to eat leftover, so that doesn't always happen. But if it does, you can make tater cakes with them, which are really good. Or sometimes I'll just pop it into the freezer and save it for when I know I'm going to make an Arch tater cake. And then you need 1/2 cup milk, 1 cup black walnuts, and that's the cake. That's the cake part. Then for the icing, we're going to use 1 cup sweet cream or evaporated milk, 1 cup sugar, 3 egg yolks beaten, 1 lump, 1 tablespoon of butter, 1 1/2 cup shredded sweetened coconut, and 1 cup black walnuts. See, it's got a lot of walnuts in it. So the first thing we're going to do to make the cake is to beat egg whites until light and fluffy. We're going to set that aside. We're going to sift together the flour, baking powder, baking soda, and salt. Set that aside. We're going to cream the butter and sugar. Add the cocoa and vanilla. Mix well. Add mashed potatoes. Mix well. Alternately add dry ingredients and milk. Mix well after each addition. Fold in black walnuts and egg whites. Pour batter into greased and floured 9-inch cake pans. Using, let's see, I think I skipped over a page. Sorry, I went too far. I was thinking, using what? Using parchment-lined pans helps prevent sticking. Bake at 350 degrees for 30 minutes or until done. Insert a toothpick to check. When it comes away dry, the cake is ready. Remove cake from pans and let cool. To make the icing, cook cream, sugar, and reserved egg yolks over low heat until thick. Remove from heat. Stir in butter, coconut, and black walnuts. To assemble, place 1 cake layer on a cake stand, pour half of the icing on top, place the other layer on top, add the rest of the icing, spreading it evenly, and allow it to drip down the sides. So it's really easy on that part, really easy. So that first step of getting got to use the egg whites in the cake and the egg yolks in the icing. So we'll do that. But one thing I've been wanting to show you, a lot of you have asked, I told this story recently of this little mug here. That's what I thought it was. I thought it was just some kind of little cute thing that you might put your pencils or your pens in. And then the last time I picked up mugs from Rob Withrow, the mugs that we've been selling, I found out, no, it's an egg separator. I was like, I've got one of those somewhere at home. And then I told the story already, but I'll tell it again. The funny part is, when I told Corey and Katie, you know what this really is? It's really an egg separator. They said, well, that's funny. And I said, Rob told me, and they said, well, that's funny because that come out of Rob's trash pile many years ago. So it actually did come from Rob. So I'm going to show you how it works, though. A lot of you said, well, how in the world would that work? So I've got my eggs right here. I'm going to put my egg whites in here, and then I've got a bowl for my egg yolks that I'll use later. So we're just going to crack your egg right into the little jug there. Kind of looks like one of those face mugs. It's what I was thinking it was. I just thought it was just something pretty to have, like a knick-knack. Try to get all the egg there. Should have got me something to put my eggs in. And then you just, so wherever you want your egg whites, you just turn it up with the smile, and the egg whites are going to go through the smile. It's just ingenious. Now, I usually use just the eggshells and tip them back and forth. Some people put them in their hands. And then there's other ways of doing it too. I think they even make different ones like this. But this is really, really easy. So, there you go. So, there's the first egg white. And then, of course, you just pour out the yolk. I might should have got a little bit more egg white off that one. But we'll do the next one here. Get rid of my shells, my trash bowl over there. I'm slinging egg whites too. I think it kind of helps to kind of turn the egg around like this and then try again and get the last little bit, like I didn't do that a minute ago. So there's that one. And one more. Just couldn't wait to come home and try it after Rob told me that. So a lot of you, when I was explaining all that, I said, would you be interested in getting one of these? And a lot of you said yes. So Rob is making me some, so be on the lookout for that. Probably in the next 2 weeks or something like that. It'll be after Christmas, of course, but you can keep your eye out if you're interested. Okay, and then there's my nice little yolk. Now, I busted the yolk on that one, but that'll be okay since we're going to do that anyway. Now, I'm going to go over to the mixer and beat up the egg whites. You probably already noticed, but my whole kitchen is a wreck, but that's what happens on a big day of cooking like this. Okay, we're going to beat these till they're light and fluffy. Okay, I think we're there. Take them out of my mixing bowl so that I can do the other step. I didn't completely clean it out, but I think it'll be okay. And put in my butter. All of my favorite utensils are dirty. That's when you know you need to clean up your kitchen, right? I should have washed dishes before I started. Trying to get all the butter. Sugar. And we'll let that cream together. Okay, now we're going to add the cocoa. It's such a small amount of cocoa. When I first started making the cake, I thought, so I didn't realize it, but my camera cut off. So what I was saying about the cocoa was, I do think after using it all these years, even though it's a small amount, that it really does impart flavor. And it does, you can see if I can find something here. I've got such a mess, I can't find anything. You can see it turns the mixture a darker color. And so I really do think it's an important addition. I've seen lots of old cake recipes that just use a tiny bit of cocoa like that. Now, after the camera quit, I added the cocoa and the vanilla, beat it a little bit, and then I stopped, and then I added the mashed potatoes. So that's why the texture has slightly changed. And now we're ready to start adding the dry ingredients, which I went ahead and sifted together. I even had to use my real sifter this time because my sieve is dirty. So I've got those sifted together, and we're going to alternate adding the dry ingredients with the milk. I'll go ahead and add a little bit of the dry. Okay, now we're going to fold in, which we're supposed to do, but I just mix them in, the black walnuts that I'm spilling everywhere. I can't even leave one black walnut though. I got to have them all. I'm going to have to search for the ones I spilled. I think that's all of them. Unless one went in the dishwasher. Dishwater, I hope not. And then again, I'm being lazy and I'm just going to put all those egg whites that we whipped up. I'm just going to put those in there and gently do them, and then we'll be ready to put them in the pans. Put the batter in the pans and put it in the oven, and then I'm going to have to tackle this kitchen because I don't even know what I'm doing. It's such a mess. Okay, we're ready to put them in the oven for about 30 minutes, and then once they get out, we'll let them cool a little bit, and then we'll be ready to ice them. And in the meantime, I'm going to clean up my messy kitchen. We've all been flurrying around the kitchen, working on different things, trying to get ready for tomorrow and for tonight. I think Katie's working on tonight.
Yeah.
Matt's working on the dressing for tomorrow. It smells so good. If you've not seen how we make dressing, I could link to a video in the description below. We've shared it a few times, and the recipe's on the blog, Blind Pig and the Acorn. It smells so good. Time to taste. You don't look too enthused about it.
I'm wondering if I forgot something.
Are you? Tastes good to me.
I would taste it, but I can't.
I know.
I mean, I would help you out.
Need more of something, more onions, more whatever. I think it tastes good. What do you think it's missing? Sage? More sage? More onion?
I don't know. Maybe my taste buds are off because I've been eating sugar cookies for 2 days.
Maybe. More? Okay.
Huh?
Sorry. Sage. You don't think so? Some people make their dressing. Matt used to know somebody like that, didn't you? That's so sagey, it's great.
Yo, I'm sorry. I dropped the oysters.
It's okay. Don't damage our oysters.
Scare me. They flew out of the top of the shelf. Ooh.
Matt and I always tradition to have oyster stew on Christmas Eve, so Matt will be cooking that for us later. Katie and Corey don't like them. I think Austin likes it okay.
I think he does like it, and I think he'll eat it.
I think it seems like he ate it with us
Yeah.
last
Paul's
year.
gonna eat with us, but he don't like it either, so we have to. I think Katie's working on what they're gonna eat tonight, and Matt's gonna help her some, I guess, with the main course.
Yeah, I gotta make some.
Have a deer tenderloin for them.
That's gonna be good.
Ready again?
We'll look forward to that.
I'm trying to find a piece with egg in it. I like the egg. I think it's good. I thought it was good the first time. Calling it done?
I reckon it just ain't getting where I want it to, but better quit fiddling with it before I go over the edge and get it so funky you can't eat it.
Okay. Ready to put it in the pan?
Mm-hmm.
A little later in the day now, but I'm ready to actually ice the cake, put the icing on. They've been cooling for a good long time now. Matt got the dressing made, Katie got her stuff made, and got the kitchen cleaned up. I've got some other stuff I need to do, but I'm gonna quickly do this, which won't take but a minute, and then I can go on to that. And I'm looking forward to tonight's oyster stew. Matt is gonna make it for us. He's also gonna make some other stuff, like I said, for the girls in Austin and Paul. But Austin and Corey have been gone. That's why if you've been hearing Olive in all of our videos, we've been babysitting Olive, or dog sitting Olive. But they've been gone to Austin's family, and we just heard a horn blowing though, and Matt's like, what is that? And he went outside and they were blowing the horn all the way as they were coming home. So they've just made it back home, and thankful for safe travels for them, and they had a really good time. I know they've been gone several days, and so we've really missed them, and it's good to know they're back in the holler. Granny used to tell me that all the time when we'd go off to Papa Tony's or Miss Cindy's. She'd say, I just can't rest until you're back here, back in the holler. I want everybody to be back in the holler. You don't have to be at my house. I just want to know you're here. So I'm feeling like that today about Austin and Corey and Woodrow. I'm glad they're back. So I've got everything out. I've got my eggs left over from making the cake, the egg yolks, got the sugar, the black walnuts, the coconut, the cream. I'm using evaporated milk. Over the years, I've used milk, I've used whipping cream, I've used half and half. It all worked out okay. And then I've got my butter. So I'm gonna go over to the stove and just whip this up really fast. So it's been cooking for a little bit now. And you can see it's getting a little thicker and a little creamier. It doesn't get real thick. So I'm going to call it done. We're going to move back over and add our walnuts, our coconut, and our butter. And then we'll be ready to put it on the cake. Okay, go ahead and add the little bit of butter. The lump of butter, which is about a tablespoon. I guess I'll let it melt a little bit first. It won't take it but a minute. Okay, I'm going to add the coconut. And just go ahead and add the walnuts too. Okay, I think it's all mixed up. I'm going to get me a big spoon to spread some out with. I'm closer to it, shouldn't I? Push it around to the edges. This is just my favorite cake. I can't wait to have a piece. It is better if you, what's good, I could eat it right now, but if you let it, make it a day ahead of time, all those moisture, all that goodness of the icing here, the frosting can just sink down in there. So it is good to make it a day ahead. It gets better as it sits there. And a lot of people ask me like, well, okay, after you cut it and everybody eats it, do you put it in the refrigerator? I personally don't. If I'm going to eat it, if it's all eat up in like 2 days or 3 days. Now, if it lasted more than that, if nobody was eating it, then yeah, I definitely put it in the refrigerator. But I just leave it sitting on the counter, and normally it doesn't last that long. But if it didn't get eat fast, then yeah, I'd put it in the refrigerator, and it would help it stay longer. But I'll leave it out today. It'll be left out tomorrow for Christmas, and then probably, then the next day we'll still be eating on it, and it'll be at room temperature. But after that, I probably would move it to the refrigerator after 2 or 3 days. I think I need just a little bit more. Get it over to the edges. Make sure. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get this other layer out. That one come out really good. Let's see if this one does. Maybe. Maybe not. I'm going to have to get me a knife. I should have got it out when it was a little bit still a little warm, but I didn't. It is a cake that likes to stick. That's why using that parchment paper really helps. There it comes. Oh, it really helps keep it. Now, I never know which side do I want to put it on the top. Do I want to put this one, or do I want to turn it over and put that one? I think I want to turn it over and put that one. Okay. For this one, I think I could just pour all the rest of it over. That looks good. I'm making a sticky mess, but it'll clean up. Be delicious. Granny asked me when I talked to her earlier, I said, what are you making today? And I said, well, Matt's got to make the dressing, and I'm helping with that, and I'm going to make orange tater cake. And she said, oh boy. So she likes this. She really enjoyed the apple stack cake I made at Thanksgiving, but she'll have a little taste of this too. And when I was talking about who was going to eat tonight, you may think, well, why'd you leave Granny out? Paul will take Granny back a plate. She's more than welcome to come, but she had a really big day yesterday. She'll have a really big day tomorrow, so she would rather just sit and rest, lay down and rest for a while, so she probably won't come with Paul, but he'll take her back a plate of food to eat. She had a big day yesterday. Her and Paul were out visiting with her brother Lucky that's still in the nursing home, and visited with one of Granny's cousins, and they went out to eat, so she had a really, really big day. And she's tired today and still trying to do her crochet, and she said, there's still stuff I don't have done. And I said, well, why don't you just not worry about it and you just rest today? She said, no, I'm going to try to get it done before tomorrow. So anyway, Paul will make sure to take her something to eat, and she wants to decide she wants to come, she can come too, but she said she was just going to stay home and rest. Okay, I think that's beautiful. I'm trying to get all the little pieces I dropped on the edge of the cake plate. I may have to get me a little paper towel and wipe that part out, but at least this chore is done. Now, before I put the lid on it, since that frosting was hot, I will leave it uncovered and let it cool down. So if I put that on it, it'll just kind of get condense in there and may drip down on it, so I'll leave it until it cools completely, then I'll put the lid on. I was helping Matt get the oysters ready for our oyster stew. So what do you call the little, Matt likes to take off the little pad? Is that what it's called? We don't know what it's called.
That's what I call it.
What he calls it.
Yeah.
Anyway, and Then we just chop them up a little bit.
Yep.
And
Put them in a big pot full of milk and a bunch of melted butter and black pepper and simmer it.
that's it. Now there's lots of people that make oyster stew that has potatoes and like celery and different things in it. Miss Cindy made one like that one time, and they're good. But this is just what Matt's papa made, his daddy makes, and then he makes. Just very, very simple. And when I met Matt, and I always liked oyster stew. The only kind I'd ever had come out of a can, Campbell's, me and Pap was the only two people in the house that liked it, but we did. But then when I met Matt and he did this, I thought, well, that's so unique that his family does that. And I remember one time way back there, I asked one of Matt's aunts. I was just curious, but she thought that I was being like, I guess she thought I was asking too many questions. I just wanted to know, you know, I was thinking, well, that was way back when you were little. If he did that, where did you get oysters? You know, where did they in this, you know, grocery stores wasn't like they are today. And she said, well, they packed them in ice and they just brought them right to the grocery store. And we just went right down there and got them, you know. I was like, okay, I wasn't trying to be. She just thought I was being too nosy, I guess. But I was just really curious. Anyway, after I started writing for the Blind Pig and the Acorn, I discovered that oyster stew on Christmas Eve night is a widely observed tradition. So.
And I never knew that.
Yeah.
I just thought it was unique to our bunch, and I always thought it was weird, but I liked it, so
Yeah.
I just kind of picked it up and done it myself.
So Matt started doing it after we were married right off, and Pat really loved it because it's so much better than the Campbell's that me and him was eating. But every year Matt would, he wouldn't usually come up here, but Matt would take him like a quart jar of it, and he'd eat it. He'd like it.
I'd go down there late in the evening on Christmas Eve, and he'd say, "Oh boy," he said, I ain't eaten nothing all day waiting on this."
Yeah, it is really good. I love it. Okay, so now you're gonna put it together for us.
Yeah, I got to go get milk.
I'll go get the milk, and you do whatever else you gotta do.
So we're gonna start with a half gallon of milk and turn it on kind of a medium heat, and kind of pay attention to it because you don't want the milk to boil. Don't want it'll scorch real easy and stick to the bottom of the pot, and you don't want that. So put the milk in, the heat on. I'm going to put in a stick of butter, and then the pepper. I'll just use kind of coarse ground black pepper, and I like a whole lot of it, but I know she don't, so I'm going to be kind of easy with the pepper. And we just kind of wait for that to get warm enough for the butter to begin to melt and to begin to move around just a little bit in the pot. And I'll keep an eye on it. And when it begins to, you know, kind of move and just under a simmer, then we'll add the oysters and just kind of stay with it and stir them until it gets them cooked all the way through. Alright, it's beginning to get warm and the butter's starting to melt. I just pretty well stir it, you know, real regular so it don't want it to get hot enough to start sticking. I've got the heat on kind of a medium heat, and as it gets hotter and hotter, I'll turn it down some so that I don't ever want to bring it to a boil. And once the butter gets all the way melted, and I usually, you know, can just tell when it's ready, you know, for the oysters to go in, and when they go in, it'll cool the liquid some, but I'll just add them in and stir and let it come back up to heat, and just stir it and let it cook just under a simmer for, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes or so, and it'll be plenty done. Okay, it's just about hot enough to start adding the oysters to. And I'll ease those in and stir them and just kind of stay with it and stir them until we figure it's about done. Once these oysters, they will open up a little bit, kind of let you know they're about done. You can lift them up out of there and look at them. But it's going to be mighty good. Okay, I think these are getting close to being done. You can see how they've opened up a little bit. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but they're beginning to spread apart and open up, and that generally means that they're about to get done. I'm going to call it done. We're going to set it aside and let it set for a little while we cook some other things. And we'll wait just to eat this for supper because it's going to be mighty good.
We ate supper, had a wonderful time together as a family, had some family time together. It's pretty late now. Matt just got the deer roast in the oven. We got the turkey fixed up, so we'll be ready to go tomorrow. We're exhausted. We're ready to go to bed. Paul come up and he got him and Granny both a plate and took it back. He didn't stay with us, so he went back so he could eat with Granny. And I don't know, an hour or so after that, he texted me and Matt and Katie and said, he thought that we had started a new tradition, and it was called make delicious food and let Paul and Granny come get some and take it home and eat it. He was just bragging about how good the food was. So they really enjoyed Corey made vegetables, Katie made the bread, Matt put them some potatoes in, and then did a deer tenderloin for them. So they ate really good, and Austin liked it, and Corey and Katie, of course, liked it too. And Matt and I, though, loved the oyster stew. It was so good. I ate 2 big bowls of it. It was so, so good. I said, why do we only eat this one time a year? Why don't we eat it any other time of the year? It's so good. But now I'm ready to go to bed, and tomorrow's Christmas, so I'll have to get up early and have some family time, and then get ready and cook all the wonderful good food. We'll be looking forward to all the family coming in and spending the day with us. And of course, I'm going to try to get Granny with Christmas gift in the morning. Christmas gift!
Christmas gift! I wanted mine to be delayed.
Katie's,
After you.
I got Katie this morning already, but Matt got me when I first got up. He said it, so, and then we're going to call Granny and see if we can get her. This is a little tradition that we do, and Ira's watching. Ira, look, it's going to be fire that we do every year. I don't know how I started doing it. Someone told me about it, I'm sure, when Katie and Corey was just little girls, and we do it every year. Sing happy birthday to Jesus. So let's see. Look, Ira, you want to see what's going on here? He's too little to understand anything, but light us up, Katie.
There's one.
Uh-oh. Yeah, he dropped something. Look here, Ira.
Yeah.
Ira. Look.
Ready to sing?
Yep.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jesus. Happy birthday to you. Mama, try harder.
Okay,
It
finally.
was the angle. We were blowing straight down.
Yeah.
Now we're going to have a muffin.
Now we're going to have one of Katie's really strange muffins.
They're no good, but it's all I can eat, so we'll just pretend
I
they're
even
good.
hate to eat it. I may save mine for Katie, but let's see if we can call Granny and see if she answers.
Was that cool or what?
Oh, you gonna sing now?
Yeah. That's
Okay,
cool,
you
like
gotta
that.
yell Christmas gift when she says hello.
She'll get us, probably.
Probably.
Christmas gift.
Oh, you got us. We were calling to get you.
She was fast.
You were fast. You were quick on the draw this year.
Yeah, Paul reminded me when I said it. He reminded me. I wouldn't have thought of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we just called to say Christmas gift, and we'll see you in a little
We
while.
can't wait to see
Can't
you.
wait to see you.
You won't send me to 3 o'clock, will you?
Right. 3. You can come earlier than that, but yeah, we're gonna eat at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, okay.
All right, love
Love
you.
You can come down before then if you want to.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm
okay.
gonna take a shower and clean up.
Okay.
All right. I love you.
Love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye, doll.
She's got to put that bye doll in there. She says doll, calls everybody doll.
She was rapid fire.
She was. Paul had her. See, now Granny's got a cell phone. So before she didn't know who was
Hilarious.
calling. And the reason she got a cell phone, it's like one of those, what do you call them, Katie?
Chat nows?
Like jitterbugs or
I'm
something.
joking, not a chat now. That was a toy jitterbug. That's what I'm looking
But
for.
her phone wouldn't work. Her house landline, that's all she needed. But it got to where it wouldn't work and they wouldn't fix it. They could never fix it. It's a really old line. And she's paying, what, $70 a month for it. And it
bad
wouldn't
phone
work.
service, yeah.
So anyway, we got her a little flip phone. It's so funny, ain't it? It's pink. And if she don't know who it is, she'll just open it and close it.
And she closes it.
Anyway, okay. This is the start to our Christmas day. We'll take you along for pieces of it here and there. Matt's got that wonderful deer ham's been cooking all night. Smells so good. Smells delicious. I can't wait to eat some of it. Katie's going to enjoy her muffins, and we're going to go have some family time, and then I'm going to have to get to cooking.
Let's roll. Look at you.
Katie and I are working away, trying to get everything ready for people to come. We opened a few gifts as a family. Me and Ira and Katie and Matt had some fun laughs because of Katie. Some really fun laughs.
The jokes are not over.
One of my presents was my cookbook.
I wrapped my mom's cookbook
Which
and
was
give it to
really
her.
funny. I first seen the little red and seen Southern, and I thought, oh, this is some book I've probably never heard of. And then one more tear, I'm like, this is my cookbook. So Katie got us good. Maybe we'll share some more of the stories later.
When the day's over, because it's not done yet.
Yeah, it's not over yet. She's in here preparing one for later. So anyway, we had a lot of fun. And Katie, I do have to tell about this, got the sweetest gift for me and Matt. And I know she's got one for Corey and Austin too, but she's not give it to him yet. But she took some little snapshots of Woodrow and Ira, but she made little books out of them. And then she added, Katie's like her daddy. She can just come up with rhyming lines about anything. So she made little rhymes to go with the pictures about, can you recite one of them, Katie? I could run and get them. I put mine up. But like one of them about your daddy and Ira.
You have to go run and get them.
Let me go get them. Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what I wrote. It was just going to be a little something as a joke. We had a funny picture of Woody, and I was going to give everybody the funny picture, and it just started as that, and I would say a little funny line about one picture, and then it turned into several pictures of Woody, and then I thought, well, I can't only do one for Woody, I have to do one for Ira, so then it turned into something bigger. And it's just, they're just funny little, crudely made little...
Oh, but they're so good.
I think that's part of what makes it funny,
because they
it's,
rhyme. Katie's good at the rhymes and poetry. She used to write poetry a lot, and I was
I've got books
her,
of it, yeah.
reminding her this morning that one time the local
Poet
North
Association,
Carolina
yeah.
West Writers Association invited her to come, and it was so nice. It's a little restaurant-like place in Hayesville with tea. That was the first time we'd met all those nice
Oh, my
ladies
Lord, I'm
and
so
men.
nervous.
But Katie got up there in her little dress and read. How old were you? 12?
Yeah.
13, something like that.
That poetry was lame. The stuff I do
It
now
was
is
good.
halfway decent.
It was good. Anyway, this is just funny, but it's really cute. So there's a picture of Ira holding a potato because he likes to crawl in here and get my potatoes.
He loves potatoes.
I like this potato. Can I chew it, please? And if you won't let me, then can I have the key? The keys. Sorry, let me start over. I like this potato. Can I chew it, please? And if you don't let me, then can I have the keys? I'm always looking for something to keep, and mostly it's garbage and plastic that I seek. All the no-nos just looks fun. Maybe one day you'll let me have some. It's so sweet.
Hold
so
on, let me
cute.
find a good one.
I think that was a great one. I was going to see
There's
if
some
there's
funny
any
stuff
of
in here.
these.
There's a really funny one in Corey's, and she's not.
Let's see if I can find one about Woodrow. It was just the best, and it's not the same rhymes. Matt's were different.
Oh yeah, I like this one. Grandma is my favorite girl. I love her curly hair. I like to play and sing and dance in her computer lair. That's her office, like in her room. When she is not looking, I head for the cord. I know I'm not supposed to, but please let me. I'm bored. The cord is the cords to the computer that he wants.
He wants to crawl under my. He loves to play back there where I'm at, but he loves to crawl under my chair and go for the cords. So this one is in Woodrow's. I go in my bib, although it is wet, and when you sit down, watch where you sit. For I may have been there before you arrived. Just look around for the burp clause. There's probably 5. It's so good.
Well, there is usually 5 burp clause.
He's
with
soggy
him around.
froggy, but he's really, really sweet.
He is soggy, but he's cute. There's a poem somewhere I wrote in one of the books about him being soggy.
This is another one about him. When I grow up, I want to drive a truck, but right now all I've got is a passy to suck. Grandma will let me do what I want, I know, because I'm so cute, she can't say no. It's so sweet. They're so sweet. Anyway, we've had a really special morning. And
Put this in
you want to tell about what I gave you that you liked a lot? What?
Oh yeah, so I saw yesterday Mom had this box that was like about that big. It was tiny, and she was like, and she put like a little crochet yarn bow around it. It was really cute. She said, this goes in there under the tree. Take that in there. This is for you. And I'm like, what is in there? It's tiny. So this morning when I opened it, there was a little, kind of looks like, I don't know if it's either quartz or glass, and it's like a circle, and it's kind of domed on either side, and in it it's clear so you could see through it. In it is a 4-leaf clover, and it's got a little set around it. It looks like silver, probably a little silver set around it with a little loop, so it'd be a pendant like for a necklace or a chain to go on, but it's got that 4-leaf clover in it. And she told me that it was Granny's, and that Granny had it, and she got it from somewhere, and she gave it to Mom, and so Mom gave it to me.
I've probably had it for 30 years.
I love it. It's so sweet. It's precious.
Sweet because it was Granny's, but then why I wanted to give it to Katie was because Katie is like my sister-in-law Kim. She can find a 4-leaf clover anywhere, and I can't find one if I took all day and looked. One time for school, Katie had to find them for some reason. I don't remember. This was in like elementary school, and I was like, she wanted me to help her. I was like, no, I'm not even trying. Go see Aunt Kim.
Yeah, she helped me.
And she just instantly can see them and find them. And then Katie inherited that from her somehow.
Now, yeah, a few summers ago, I realized I could do that, and then I can look for them everywhere. And sometimes I find like 5- and 6-leaf clovers, which is weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of got on a kick of it, and then I laminated the first 4-leaf clover I ever found. I think that was like 2019 or something, maybe. Mm-hmm. And then I eventually stopped, trying to keep them and laminating them and stuff. It's just fun to look. It took years for grass to grow in our yard, because when me and Corey were little, and they did the grading to grade out more of a yard for us to have to play in, and then of course later to grow food in. It just took a long time, but now there's really good clover that grows in the yard, but it really feels like it's not been all that long that clover grew back there. Yeah. It's been less than 15 years if you ask me. So.
Oh yeah, probably so. Anyway, very nice.
Yeah, it was sweet.
Katie's very creative, and Corey also done something really special, and we'll share that before the day's over.
Yeah,
we'll share those for me and Katie.
More sweet.
Yeah, really
sweet things, and maybe more funny things to come.
Yeah.
All right, what's next, Jeff?
We got the sweet potatoes in the oven. Oh, and I wanted to tell about that. We did it with ghee, so Katie could eat the sweet potatoes.
I'm really excited, and I had no idea. So if you have ghee, or you've heard of ghee, which is a clarified butter. It's butter that's been clarified down, processed down. And I didn't know, but through that clarification process, most of the milk, what would you say?
Fats or properties? Or
acids.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking about long chain acids, like the acids that are hard for people to digest, that give people dairy problems. Whatever that is, has been mostly processed out. Now, of course, it's still a milk-based product, but Ira does fine with that. She does not do fine when I eat butter.
And you didn't know that in the beginning, but then you learned it, and you were so glad.
I learned, because I've had ghee before. I've ate ghee in the past. It's got its own taste and its own smell, and so a lot of people do not like it. It's strong. It's way stronger than just butter. But it's really, I think it's delicious, and I love it. So I'm very excited that you use the ghee so that
it in the sweet potatoes,
I can eat it. And cool that that's one thing that doesn't bother Ira, because everything else bothers him.
Yeah.
So.
And Katie can't have the turkey, but her daddy's making her some.
Oh yeah.
deer meat. Yeah, you can
I will
go
not
through
do
here.
without. I'm very excited about the deer meat he's gonna make me, and super stoked about those sweet potatoes. I missed eating them at Thanksgiving, and I should have told you then, hey,
Yeah,
can
I
we
didn't
just use
think
ghee?
about it.
Because in a dish like that, no, you can't tell the difference. No one will ever be able to tell the difference. Sometimes it's, you know, if you like just spread ghee on a bagel or on bread,
be able to
that's when people
taste.
might be like, well, which I love that personally. But
Yeah.
anyway, yay.
Yep.
Super excited.
And we got the rolls. They're rising over there. The first rise, then I'll have to make them. And we got the turkey in. Matt's got the deer meat, of course, done. I think we'll be done after that. Of course, we got to straighten up, and I got
What about
to
the
get the other
dressing?
tables. Oh, we got to. The dressing's done. We just have to
cook it.
Have to cook it. And
You should have started at daylight.
what? What?
So if you was gonna straighten up, you should have started
If
at daylight.
I was gonna straighten up, I should have started.
Straighten
at
up the
daylight.
house or our attitude? I'll probably never get mine straightened up.
And
Oh, I see.
the rolls, I was over here mixing them, and I was thinking, what is wrong with my rolls? Why is it like I've not even put in all the flour? What's going on? And I even went back. I thought, I just got to go back and look at the recipe. What have I done wrong? I hadn't put the oatmeal in. I left out all the oatmeal. So then I already had it made. I just hadn't mixed it into the mixture.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I think they'll be fine. But I was just like. It was just like stirring, and it was
You're like, what is
it was
going
all
on?
crumbly. It wasn't coming together.
I
was
actually
like,
saw
what
that
is
in here, and
going
I was like,
on?
what is...
Yeah, but it was just, I left out the oatmeal. It was sitting behind me. It was already cooked. It was just sitting behind me. So,
Well, I've done that before. One time I made a recipe, and it calls for butter. I can't have butter, so I do the ghee, and it said to melt it, and I left it in the microwave.
I made the rest of the recipe.
Yeah, and then so when I got done with it, I was like, this just isn't what I thought it would be. Yeah, well, okay, it's not what I thought it would be because I didn't even add the
Didn't add all the
ingredients.
ingredients, yeah. I've done that before too. I've left it out. I've really done that with not these rolls necessarily, but making bread and things and leave the salt out. Yeah.
It'll ruin it. Yeah,
it
it
just
would be
is
right.
not good. Don't have no taste. Anyway, so I think we're
Rocking it along.
rocking it along, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and excited for everybody to come and visit with us and see all the little ones and see Granny.
I'm really excited to see Granny.
I was going to tell that too. I got Granny. Granny likes for people to give her the greenbacks, she says.
The green stuff,
The green
yeah.
stuff.
Give me
so
some of
that
that
she
green
can spend
stuff.
it on what she wants to or what she needs to. But I got her a digital frame. And she's had one of those before, years ago. How old she probably had it. It's probably one of the first ones that come out. It's little. You remember that one
Yeah.
down there? And she loved it, enjoyed it. But one of you told me in one of my videos, left a comment about how that you had got, I can't remember exactly, someone in your family got one or you'd got one, and then people that didn't live there could send pictures by Wi-Fi. That's what made me want to get it, because I thought, well, my nephew that lives in New Hampshire, he could do that. So anyway, I set it up last night, but I need to investigate it more. But right now, like doing it that way by Wi-Fi, it started filling up really fast. So then I got a SD card, and then I put tons on it. But that's going to inhibit the people sending it to me. So this morning I was like, Paul, send me all the pictures of all the babies you have on your phone. So I'm going to add those. And I added some old ones of Pap and of Granny and of the girls and of the ones I had of any babies
Right.
in our family, or like my nephews and niece and,
Right.
and
I've got some
Katie and Corey
old
when they
photos.
were little. So I think she will like that.
I hear Ira.
Oh, okay. Well, we better
go.
better go get to work. I just put the last of the rolls in the oven. Matt's sweeping. We're going to put up the extra table we always use, and I need to put up some of my Christmas presents. I love to get things that are useful for Christmas, and my family knows that. So here's some of the scrubbies and some cleaning, some hand soap, some dish detergent or dishwashing liquid, those kind of things. I really love to get those kind of gifts, so I need to clean these up so we'll have a place to put all the food when everybody comes. Just getting the tables ready. This is a tablecloth Granny gave me last year. Look at this beautiful arrangement. Dear Sweet Lady sent us. Isn't it pretty? So I'm going to put that right there. Granny crocheted this little placemat ages and ages ago. Then for this one, just a simple tablecloth I should have ironed that I did not, but it'll be okay. Another one of Granny's little crocheted mats. And another sweet lady sent us this. Isn't it beautiful? I filled it with oranges, put some apples there. Kids usually sit right here. Kids that like apples and oranges and other fruit. So I think that'll be just fine. We've continued to get cards, so we've continued to hang them up. We're so appreciative to everyone that sent us cards this year. We just love them, and I know everyone that comes is going to love looking at them too. We had to move over to this side. Such beautiful, beautiful cards. Just love them. We're getting ready for everybody to come. They'll be here in less than an hour. So we're just kind of doing a final straightening up.
What I did.
Is what Ben brought?
Yes, it's what
Okay,
Ben
this
brought.
is the dessert. We're gonna put the desserts right there. Do you just uncover it and put it over there?
I did open it.
Open what?
Open
I
the
said
dessert.
uncover
She
it
said
for
open
me.
it.
Here's a fork in it.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I just know my vegetables first. Is that what I get to eat?
Yeah, that's what you get
Gotcha.
to eat.
Okay. I get my very own turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Just a miniature one.
and some broccoli, a pizza,
Yeah.
hot dog,
And an
toast,
eggplant.
and an eggplant. That'll be a real meal.
Kind of a weird Christmas. Here we go. Lord, we thank you for this day. Thank you for what Christmas is all about. Help us to be kinder in this coming year one to another. We just thank you for all blessings of life. Ask you to keep everybody safe from harm wherever they go and whatever they may be do. And in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
It's later Christmas Day.
Don't play. Your daddy's back here trying to act like he's mad. And
Oh,
Katie's not-
please.
He's looking like,
No, I just wanted to explain what you got. Hey! What are you doing? Who got him that toy?
That's my story.
That's okay. That's cute. It's later Christmas Day, and I just
it's
wanted to
late Christmas Day.
just wanted to explain why I look bad. Well, I had my hair fixed and forget that, and I got cold, so I put on this really ratchety, raggy sweatshirt. But
We had a
Take it away,
great,
Mom.
fantastic Christmas Day. It was really nice.
yes, we did.
Really good food,
Absolutely.
good fellowship, lots of kids, craziness.
Yeah.
They're all, well, not all of them, but a lot of them now are big enough to where it's funny. There's different stages. The ones that used to jerk and tear and scream, they're older and now they've stopped, the two biggest ones. But all the others are just
It's
like tornadoes.
crazy,
Yeah.
tiny tornadoes. It's fun. It is.
And then there's the little ones that are too little to be tornadoes. That'll be them next Christmas.
yeah, everybody
Yeah.
moves up a spot.
Yeah, it moves up spots. So it was a really wonderful day. And Katie, we still didn't get in here with those things.
Don't worry, they're on the table. I'll get 'em.
Okay. I wanted to show one little present, one other meaningful present we talked about this morning that Corey got for us and was really, really special. Katie can hold one and I'll hold one. So it just looks like just a little ornament, with the pretty colors there, and then you can see the little writing. Well, she found someone on Etsy to make these. This was Pap's shirt. That was Miss Cindy's shirt, that yellow. And then she...
Wait. Where did I miss that?
That's what I said. So I know.
Why am I so stupid?
No, I missed it too. So we opened them this morning. And me and Katie both were just like, and teared up because we recognized the handwriting. So on Pap's it says, "Be not afraid, Jerry." As soon as I seen the Jerry, I was like, I know that's Pap's writing.
I'm a retard.
So then Miss Cindy says,
"Trust in God and tie your camel."
"Love, Miss Cindy."
Love, Miss Cindy. This is her shirt.
And so we knew that, and then we both got all teary-eyed and all that, and we cried, and we asked Corey how she figured out how to do it, and this was "Be Not Afraid" is one of Pap's songs. I can link to that so you can hear it. So I'm guessing, Corey, this come from where he wrote on a piece of paper where he was writing down the song. Miss Cindy's, Corey, you found it just in her writings after she had died. She found this. Anyway, so then this evening, when Granny was opening her presents, she got one like this. And then Corey, this is how I was like Katie. I didn't realize it was their shirt. Somehow me and Katie both missed that this morning. So then Corey told Granny that, and I was just like you, like, what? And then I'm like, I remember Pap wearing this shirt. I remember Miss Cindy wearing that yellow shirt all the time. But
dang, I felt such a doo-doo.
well, no, I didn't know it either till this evening.
That makes it that much more special,
that much
Corey.
more. It was already special. So Miss Cindy's is really, Pap's is precious because of the song, and because if you're, as us all are believers, it's "Be Not Afraid." We know that means because God is watching us. God's here for us, even in the valleys and the high mountains. But especially, this is Miss Cindy to a T, is the trusting God.
And tie your camel.
And tie your camel. Means you got to do your part.
Yeah, I mean, and I remember her wearing this shirt. I know
Yeah.
this fabric, this linen-like fabric. I know this shirt.
Oh yeah,
That she wore.
loved the
And I
linen
remember that
shirts.
Pap
I
wearing that one
remember
too
this,
now.
a short
But
sleeve shirt.
Corey, I want to thank you again, but I also want to say I'm sorry that I'm stupid and.
Well, I was too. Neither one of us got it this morning, but
You're not stupid, but I wondered when I gave it to y'all when I gave it to y'all.
oh, that was last night. It was not this morning
But
when
when I
Corey
gave
gave
it
it
to
to
y'all, I
us.
thought y'all liked it, but I don't know. Somehow I felt like I don't know what I felt, but now I get it. Y'all didn't know it was their clothes.
No, we
That's
didn't know it was their
stupid.
clothes.
I'm so
yeah.
sorry. Thank you.
Well, I didn't probably even
Thank
tell
you. Thank you.
So
a million
thank you, and
times.
thank you for finding the person, and this is
And
really
for me, I
special.
told her I would do this. Let's put her info below so people can
Yes,
find
we
her.
will, so that if you
Yeah.
want
So
to
if
find
they
her,
want
you
to,
can.
they
We will
know where
do
she's
that.
at.
Yeah, we
Yep,
sure
have
will. We'll
something-
do that.
Great
Have this
work.
artist make you something. Thank you to the artist. Thank you, Corey. This is so special and so wonderful. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah, we'll put her information in the description below. Granny loved hers. We passed it around. Everybody loved it. Everybody was really touched by it, and so it's wonderful. But it was a wonderful day all the way around. It's a wonderful Christmas. We hope that you enjoyed seeing bits and pieces of it. We hope that you had a Merry Christmas and
And a happy, and you're gonna have a happy New Year. And I'm not gonna let you forget. You said we would tell some funny stuff.
oh, okay, good.
wanna- I
I'm
wanna
glad.
say
That's
some
why I
funny
told you.
stuff.
So tell. This is some
Corey's out.
Corey's house.
You can't say
Corey's
nothing.
embarrassed.
So this is I told the one funny thing that I opened my own cookbook, which was funny, but we tried to get Matt, and I think that we videoed that, so let's don't tell that, because if we videoed it, it'll already be in here. What else was we going to tell?
I hid the monkey in Woody's stocking, so he could be the youngest member of the family.
Oh
to
yeah,
experience.
and I've never been included in the monkey game or the car game, and today I got the car.
Yeah, Mom did get the car. It's a
So what
little,
did you say about it? That I was now
It was now part of the family circle of trust.
yeah, I was now.
Which the only reason we just never, I don't know, I never give it to Mom because I didn't think Mom would think it's funny. Like we think it's funny, like we tee-hee-hee about it. And Mom's sense of humor is not like that because I don't want anybody to comment and be like, you don't even love your mom.
No, it's just always been y'all's thing. But
The car is a little Dodge Charger, like a little yellow Dodge Charger. So I wrapped it and give it to Mom and signed it from D Charger. But so we did that. We did.
And then Katie got some stuff from Corey and Austin while they was on their trip. Of course, we took care of their house and took care of Olive and all that. And so.
Oh yeah, I went down to the
Yeah.
house and found some things that already belonged to them, so I could wrap those too.
and give them to them.
I
So
give
that was
them-
really funny seeing
Give
them open them like.
Corey and one of her old permits, and she was like, "When did you take my license? Do I not have a license?" I'm like,
And
"No,
Corey
that's
was
an old
like,
one.
"Did
I
I
found
just
at your
go on a
house."
trip without my license? You had this the whole
No.
time?" And then Katie's like, "No,
Um,
look at it, Corey. It's an old
I
one."
give her an empty, like almost empty dog treat bag.
That
At
was
first she was like,
Olive's.
"These are great. Olive likes these." Oh, just joking. These are Olives. They're almost gone because the bag's already been opened. But my favorite was their address marker. I pulled their address marker up.
Well, it was already it had fallen over. It needed to be
Yeah.
reset.
And it's like 2 foot long or something. And Dad gave me that idea, so I just pulled it out of the ground. I had to wash the dirt and the roots off of it, and I laid it up next to the wood stove to dry because it's just a piece of fiberglass. And so I wrapped it and give it to them, and they were like, "I wonder what could be in here. Is it a fishing pole? What's that shape?" I'm like, "No." So they opened it, and Corey's like, "Is that ours?" Before you could see their address, and I'm like, "That is yours. Take a look. You have no address marker." Austin said it'd been funny if I took their mailbox. And I said, "Well, I almost did. I almost took your mailbox, but then I thought, number one, that's a federal offense, even though you guys wouldn't report me. And number two, then I'd have to put it back up."
Yeah,
And I
and
didn't
this
wanna do that.
the marker had already fallen
All but
over.
out of the
They already
ground,
needed
yeah.
to put it back,
And that's
so-
really easy. You just shove it back in the ground and it's over.
So is their mailbox.
well. That's true.
Yeah, it's barely hanging on. Actually, the mail lady told me it fell off and she put it back on there and she said, "You need to tell them to do something about it." I said, "Hey, I know." But then I said, "Hey, I know. Did you see ours? Because ours is just as
Ours is
bad."
about as bad,
Did you
yeah.
see every mailbox on that row? Because it's
Some
just
old
as
mailboxes
bad.
been there a long
We can't
time.
single them out. So
Great Christmas.
Yeah.
Any other funny stuff? Oh no, let's see. Never mind.
yeah, no.
What?
We won't include that. Forget it.
What?
You said never mind as if whatever hasn't happened.
No,
Oh,
no.
No, all the funny stuff is over.
But Corey's got really suspicious about all the funny stuff.
I don't believe that.
Corey's like paranoid.
Yeah.
Corey's like
Sleeping with one.
Corey's like paranoid. She's like, "The monkey's in my house. I know it's in my tree." I'm like, "No, it's not."
She opened Woodrow's
Why you
stock and
saying
it was
never
in there.
mind?
Because I was again going, I'm just so tired. I was going to bring up the fake food again, and then I remembered, I've done and
We put it in the
put it
video,
in the
so
video,
people saw
so I
the
don't
fake
need to be
food.
talking about the fake
Now,
food.
I did-
These stories.
I did wrap Dad a toy train and give it to him because Dad showed us this little video of Puff and Toot, the train that he watched, a cartoon that he watched when he was a kid. And so I found a children's like really rinky-dink train and wrapped it and give it to him and wrote Puff and Toot on the side of it,
That was
taped
fun.
it to it. Because I just want to make sure everybody was
We can
included
link,
in the
we'll link
jokes.
to that video too if you want to visit Matt's childhood.
Puff and Toot, Puff and Toot, Puff and Toot's his name.
Yeah.
All right, look, we gotta go.
Yeah.
We're exhausted.
Ready for bed.
Yep, and ready for the new year. Maybe I'll come up with a new tradition and we'll do jokes for the new year too.
Maybe.
Do goofy
This
stuff
was
for
fun.
that.
Katie's the only one that done them, but it was fun.
Maybe I should just start doing this all the time.
Now, always the presents, we've talked about that before, or they put different names on them. So, what? We got some from
To Dad from
Keith Whitley,
Tom Cruise.
Ray Stevens, Tom Cruise, yeah.
Now Corey got really good this year. She went beyond people, and so she would say like to Dad from like an inanimate object, like.
I have a message for you.
So yeah.
Next year, you guard your loins.
Oh,
'Cause it's
goodness.
on.
Matt's gonna take up your challenge, I guess.
Gauntlet's been thrown.
Take it up tomorrow. I can do that. We can just keep up in the
What was one of the ones Corey sent to you from something foundation or something, or
Yeah, some
company?
goofy something company like.
I can't even remember.
What was it?
Western Wear USA.
Western Wear.
Something like,
She put a bunch of letters. She's like ABC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.6. Give you this, and I'm like, what is that?
yeah,
It was funny though.
Okay. It's good, yeah. Okay, we just had a camera malfunction. We don't know what you missed, but I guess that's our note to sign off. Merry Christmas. Thank you for spending time with us today. We appreciate everything you do for us, and we're always glad and thankful when you stop by to help us celebrate Appalachia.
And we want to thank our sponsors, Wild Planet Sardines.
Not really. Merry Christmas.
Bye. Merry Christmas. See you later. See you in the new year.
Okay, thumbnail. Come on. Let's hold these.
I'm gonna hold the sardines.
Okay. You're in there, Dad? Are you smiling?
No.
You will smile.
Come on, dude. Okay, gotta go, y'all. That's a wrap. It's a new year. It's a new me. Dad, do you really mean that?